Hi guys, thanks for joining us. Um, I'm glad to be able to talk to you all because it is a very pivotal kind of moment in the project for the better. We're looking forward to showing you and at least first of all discussing what's going on with the cherry strategy at the moment. I think Herman might jump in at some point. Um, he had planned to discuss some things with you guys, but I think he might be tied up in a meeting at the moment. But there's every chance he will pop in. If not, he will, I reckon, be able to kind of put some notes, maybe some short notes or some comments in by text into the Telegram chat over the next couple of hours. But it's all go in the project. Things are moving. There are a lot of things that are being put into practice right now that you will see the results of very, very quickly. It's quite a interesting, but at the same time, not in any way concerning. It's a very positive change. The one of the community members today asked, they were hoping to hear something strategic or some kind of announcement. These things aren't 100% ready to be announced or disseminated right now, as in today, but they will be in a matter of days. And certainly within the 2 week, I gave you guys, I said last week that within a couple of weeks that there would be more, a lot more information about the future direction of the project. Not so much in a vague or long-term sense, but in an immediate sense, especially given the renewed energy in the industry at the moment. It's a time when we should be really capitalizing on these things. Over the past couple of months, over the past, let's say 3 months, 4 months maybe, we've talked about all the things that we need to put into practice to prepare for the next technical release horizon, which is on the cards for the next couple of months. And for those of you who joined us last week, I kind of updated that to say that we were not only targeting the next technical milestone in the project, but that we were also making strategic decisions now, as of the last couple of weeks, with regards to placing the project in a much more well positioned situation in order to capitalize and build upon all of the great opportunities that are in the industry. So, as I said last week, we're actually quite optimistic. We're quite happy. The past couple of weeks in the project haven't been the same as others. For the last few months, we've been trying to refine things, optimize things, and get the Cherry brand back on an even footing, back on a sure footing. And now, as of recently, we have decided to make somewhat more fundamental changes in the approach to the project. So it's been a very busy couple of weeks, and I'm really looking forward to showing you guys what that will involve. It's not going to only encompass the things that we mentioned over the past couple of months. So just to reiterate that there is more now on the horizon in the very near future, in the next couple of weeks, than we had actually previously planned for. I'm going to be very strict with what I say, because it's not going to help anyone if I were to divulge too much at this juncture. So what I'd love to be able to show you what is being worked on and all the interesting things that are happening from a strategic perspective within the project. It wouldn't be very intelligent to do that now, so I'm not going to do that now. But I will tell you that first and foremost, the progress that I said was being undertaken last week has continued. It has actually increased. We're working very efficiently, and we're kind of knocking down all of our targets in terms of what comes next. This has been in no small part thanks to the kind of energy of Herman and the other founders. They've been really switched on and really focused and really, really energetic and driven over the past couple of weeks in making some pretty complex, but kind of encouraging decisions. So there's nothing negative that has come to pass over the past couple of weeks. There's been nothing that has kind of forced our hand. This is all positive, and it's in a really, really good situation. I'm really looking forward to showing you guys what that will involve. I've just got my notes here. Yeah, as I said earlier, the same kind of time frame that you will start to see all of this being put into practice. That has been, I slated this for the next couple of weeks, as I said, a couple of weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks as of last week. I mean, you can do the maths there. That we will have stuff for you to see, and we'll have more information for you guys next week. In the meantime, we're moving very, very quickly in terms of what we want to do, and I really think that the community are going to really, really like this. I think that it will be something that will reward and kind of encourage a lot of our long-standing and more new-coming community members. And it's going to be very, very positive. And I can say that with full sincerity. And just to give you a bit more background about that, despite there's been a bit of a pullback in the market over the past week or so, has it been? In the past week or so, there's been a bit of a pullback in the market anyway. But what we're seeing from an industry perspective is continued positivity. And there are new there are new horizons, so to speak, being broadened in the industry. People are starting to come back to a position of wanting to capitalize on things and not just kind of make sure that they're not losing. But people are now focused on progress, expansion. Our partners are similar. They're in the same boat, and ourselves, we are looking to drive the project forward a lot in the next few weeks and kind of unveil a new vision for the project. Much of what the project has been will stay the same. We're not altering the fundamental vision of Cherry as a storage kind of protocol that interfaces with smart contracts and all the other kind of myriad functions of Cherry. We're not altering the kind of, the economics behind Cherry. We're not changing too many of the fundamentals in that regard. But in terms of what Cherry does, in terms of how the project runs, that is going to be evolved and developed in a very short time frame. And we're going to have, a really, really new look to the project within the next short time period. These things will take time once they're announced or once we start to release some of these things, but at the same time, it will be go for the project for the foreseeable future. We're enlisting as much help as we can get with this, and it's going to be quite intensive and intense, but rewarding nonetheless. So just to repeat what I said earlier, the original plan that we had in place in terms of what the next technical milestones for the project should be, they remain in place with maybe some alterations, but we're going to kind of expand on that and build some things around that will, we hope, really flesh out the Cherry project as a competitor in the market. So it will be quite enjoyable to share these things with you when we get the chance. But I also have to mention, as well as that, there is also the kind of aspect of the other things that we mentioned that would have to be kind of revitalized. Herman, of course, gave a very in-depth AMA a few months ago, in which he discussed specifically the Jerry brand and how to make sure that the brand assets remain intact going forward. All of the measures that need to be taken in that regard have not changed, so they'll be done anyway. That was something that we'd already prepared for, and that's something we've already done the work on. But what I'm talking about now is probably a new level of activity that you will see in the project in the next coming weeks. So it's all very encouraging. And that also includes aspects like, we need to revitalize our web presence, social media. All these things are the most basic level of what we will have to do in the next coming weeks, as well as other aspects of operational things to do with the seedling and other parts of the project. And we are now rolling that into the broader strategic vision that we're making decisions about at the moment. As I said, I can't tell you much more, unfortunately, but I will tell you that we are very keen to show this to you. We'll have more information coming at the latest by the next AMA. We're going to summarize the points made here. Although it's not very substantial, we just want to give an encouraging message to the community, because it can take days and weeks to put into place a new vision for the project, or update the vision for the project and start to put the wheels in motion on some things. And that's why we don't have things to show you right now, but it will be a very short time period in which we can kind of show the fruits of our labor, so to speak. Anything else that I had to mention? We're going to do things as well to renew the community and give you guys more material to work with. There'll be a lot more emphasis put on the aesthetics and the image of the project, and these are things that are already being worked on right now, and we're enlisting more help to get these things done. So the project is certainly in execution mode, is what I would say. I'm not going to elaborate too much on things beyond that, because, as I said, it's very important that things aren't revealed before they're mature enough to be revealed. And I'm going to actually leave all of that to Herman, because Herman is the one. Herman and the other founders are the ones who make the very high level decisions about a lot of things, and I'll leave it to them to give you guys, in their own words, their exact vision for what's coming soon. I'd hope that Herman will be able to do that today, but he's very, very busy this week in particular. So what we're going to do is probably I'm going to leave it up to the founders to discuss as much as they feel is appropriate over the next 7 days, but certainly we'll have something for you guys in more depth by this time next week at the AMA. Hopefully, in the meantime, we'll also have some things to share with you, whether in the chat or by various other channels. Things are really looking very positive for the project. It's coming at a good time, and it's not pure chance that this is coming at a time when hold on 1 second. Sorry, I had the battery saver thing. It's not 100% chance that this is happening at a renewed time for the wider industry, because, of course, it's important to time new releases. It's important to time new announcements with a change in an industry that has been somewhat very gloomy for a number, nearly a couple of years now. So, it's kind of springtime in the Web3 industry, and we are hoping to really capitalize on that with a lot of cool things that I'm sure will pass scrutiny from the community. And I'm very sure that in the coming weeks, you will have a revitalized faith in the team, that where we're going is in the right direction. So again, I'll apologize. This is the second week in a row. I will admit that I haven't been able to give as much details as you would have all hoped to have heard and that we would all love to give you. But I will tell you that since last week, everything has gone the way we wanted it to go. We found out what we needed to find out. We've put into place the processes that needed to be put into place, and over the coming days, and certainly short number of weeks, you will start to see the fruits of all this. And I think that you're all going to be very pleased with it. So I'll leave it there. We've no quiz today because we're very busy with a lot of things. Anybody who, as usual, has any issues with or support issues, or if you just want to give some suggestions or any kind of feedback, whatever, you can always send me a private message on Telegram, or you can just give me your thoughts in the chat or whatever like that. Anything we can help with, by all means, let me know, and we'll make sure to get back to you. But in the meantime, we'll try and get information about what's going on and the interesting things that are being discussed by the team members, and the things that have been decided and the things that are on the way. I will hope to give you information about that as soon as possible. But I will leave it up to Herman's judgment and wisdom as to what and when should be announced. But certainly hold tight. In the coming days and short weeks, we will have a lot for you guys to sink your teeth into. So I'm going to leave it there, unless there's been any notable questions in the chat. I don't think I've seen any. So I'm just going to go in, because there was something mentioned today in terms of what someone wanted discussed at the AMA. Yeah, so Jan Tipman asked earlier, he said that he was hoping for news, strategy, or something important. Well, I've discussed strategy in a very broad way. I'll leave that in any substantial degree to Herman to do. I suppose this is news. Well, it's the second week of me saying the same thing, that we are going to make big moves with the project in the coming future. And I suppose I would also say that is important, although I'm not going to pretend that is exactly what you wanted to hear in terms of its depth. But we will have more in-depth information for you guys very soon. We're getting everything done as fast as we can go. And everything is looking really good for the project at the moment. And then very soon, all of these things will be things that are, it's not just the project working along in the background. These are things that will also be tested in the market very soon, insofar as we now agree, and of course this is the truth, that it's time for us to really focus on revenue, which will in turn benefit the project in all of the obvious ways. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm dying to have more information with you, to give more information to you guys about what's going on, but you'll have to just bear with me and have a bit of patience. And we will get as much info to you as possible as soon as possible. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you again for your support and your patience. And we look forward to pushing on and showing you guys what we've been working on as soon as possible. Cheers.